No one who's ever perpetuated a Buddha received harm or went crazy. No one who's ever perpetuated a Buddha went unhappy or had doubts. Even a fierce Buddha whose countenance looks like a demon. Even a fierce Buddha whose countenance looks like a demon. Vajrayogini looks like a Pantianak. But no one ever received negative harm or bad feeling from them. And the more they perpetuate these wrathful beings, their anger becomes less. That's why they have anger. Wrathful deities have wrathful countenance in order to absorb our wrath. The more we focus on a fierce Buddha, our anger gets more and more absorbed completely. Why? The anger is directed at ourselves, not at others anymore. So the wrathful deities, the wrathful countenance-looking beings, they're in a wrathful form to absorb our anger and the results of our anger, which has the same appearance as a wrathful deity to other beings that we harm. Very, very important. So therefore, for most people, when they begin, peaceful-looking deities are more easier. Why? They're attracted to form. They're attracted to a smile. They're attracted to white. They're attracted to white as in what? White as in soft. They're afraid of the red, the green. They're afraid of the black. They're afraid of the brown. They're afraid of that. Why? Because to them, they have an archetype in their mind. Gentle, flowing, easy, and that means good. That's wrong. That's why in Tibetan form, you have wrathful deities. Yellow, green, black, blue, red, because they connote the different emotions in our body. They connote. And they transform the different emotions in our body. So therefore, when we do Lama Tsongkhapa's Guru Yoga, and we do it with the awareness and the concentration that I just explained to all of you, I just explained, together with visualization and with confidence and faith, you open another doorway. And that doorway is twofold. A, it connects you with a real enlightened being who abides, resides, and comes from compassion. Skillful means an omniscient wisdom. That's one. Two, by invoking on such a being with that type of portfolio, you open up the same potential within you. So when you invoke that being, you're invoking the same being within you coming out by their blessings. So when we do Lama Tsongkhapa's Guru Yoga or any Buddha's prayers or recitation or perpetuation, we're opening the channel to compassion, omniscient wisdom, all-pervasive wisdom, and skillful means. Having wisdom and knowing how to talk doesn't mean you know how to talk the way people like. You can talk the way people don't like because you don't have skillful means. Skillful means embodied by Vajrapani is very powerful, and that's within the triad of blessings we receive from Lama Tsongkhapa, is skillful talk. Those who practice Lama Tsongkhapa very well, you'll see they have very good speech. They know how to talk. They can say all types of things that does not offend, yet it would be offensive. It is the power of speech. Skillful speech. Why? Skillful speech derives from compassion. Why does it derive from compassion? It's only through speech we can pour knowledge into another person. There's no other way. So the more skillful our speech, the better our speech. The more our speech can penetrate, the more we can pour into another person's being. The more we want to pour in comes from compassion because we wish to help. So developing good speech is Dharma practice. Developing clear speech is Dharma practice. Developing speech where people don't go, what, huh, what, huh, is Dharma practice. Why is it Dharma practice? Why would you want to torture someone with your speech when it can be used as an instrument to benefit? So therefore, when we do Lama Tsongkhapa's Guru Yoga, it opens up a door to an enlightened, omniscient wisdom being. It is a real existent Buddha, A. Secondly, it is a Buddha also that we have the potential in us to achieve. Why? We have the seed of Buddhahood. Seed of Buddhahood meaning what? It needs to be cultivated. Seed means potential. It doesn't mean it's there. It doesn't mean it's latent or dormant. It means the potential. It is there. So when we invoke upon Lama Tsongkhapa, it's twofold. We invoke upon the outer Lama Tsongkhapa, which is a real enlightened being, which is an environmental factor for us to open up the Lama Tsongkhapa within us. Environmental factor. That matches what I said earlier. And that environmental factor, when we do it enough with retreat and meditation, dedication, offerings, the 6 paramitas associated with Lama Tsongkhapa, then we will open up the Lama Tsongkhapa within us stage by stage. We will see ourselves open up, become less miserly, more generous. We'll see our skills in speech grow. We will see our ability to forgive and accept increase. All these qualities embodied by the 6 paramitas will increase and grow in dependence on practice of Lama Tsongkhapa's Guru Yoga. Why do we call it the Guru Yoga of Lama Tsongkhapa? Because when we submit to an outer Guru such as Lama Tsongkhapa, we find our inner Guru. So the Guru Yoga means the yoga that finds one's Guru. Finding one's Guru, temporarily we need an outside Guru, but the outside Guru leads us to the inner Guru. Without the outer Guru, no guideline, it's impossible. Guru comes from the combination of 2 Sanskrit words. One is guna, G-U-N-A, meaning good qualities. And the second word is ruchi, means a collection. So guna and ruchi, collection of good qualities. Guna, so you take gu out. Ruchi, you take ru out. Guru means a collection of good qualities. Guna, ruchi, collection of good qualities in Sanskrit, ancient Indian language. So guna ruchi means a collection of good qualities. Hey, guna ruchi, a little bit long, so guru la. So if you're like me, you're not qualified, you say smuru. I'm not a guru, I'm just a smuru. I like that better. Why? Gurus are very high. I'm not high. As I told you before, due to the accumulation of your bad karma, here I am. So what can I say? You make good karma, next time you can go to Dalai Lama's teachings. You make bad karma, back to me. Isn't that a good reason to practice? That's right. You want to be tortured for the rest of eternity, meet me again every life. Hello. Hello. Hi, Mr. Khan. Next life, like, uh-oh. Is that crazy Lama from Tibet again? Is he going to make me buy another statue? I just want to tell you, Tsongkhapa is a little too small. Should be a little bit bigger. Big. Yeah, not upgrade. When you feed your kids, they grow what? Every day you offer things and your Tsongkhapa no grow, something wrong with your food. So you better get a bigger one, you know. That's right. Donate the small one to me because my house is small. So, guna ruchi is a collection of good qualities. And it refers to a person who teaches the Dharma should be a collection of good qualities. I'm a little ashamed to say that, but I need to let you know anyway. So any of us who want to teach Dharma to other people, we're not a Dharma teacher, we're a Dharma instructor. We instruct the Dharma. That means the person doesn't have to take faith in us, take us as a guru. Friend, instruct. If you want to be a guru, you have to be a collection of good qualities, a guna ruchi. None of us here, including me, is a guna ruchi yet. Okay, maybe we like Gucci, but not guna ruchi. So, when we do Lama Tsongkhapa, Tara, Setrap, or any of these meditations and practices and invocations, why do we chant it? We chant it because it helps us to focus. If we can focus, we don't need to chant. But at our level, it's better to chant it so we make sure we don't miss. Something we miss in meditation, we cover by chanting. We're reciting the words of it. Something we miss by chanting, we can do by meditation. We cover ourselves perfectly. So it's very important not to sit there just to chant with concentration. So therefore, the motivation we should do Lama Tsongkhapa's chanting. Before Dharma teachings, if we want to open up something special, we want to go on a long journey, we want to do something extraordinary, we need something to dedicate that day, or simply we wake up early in the morning, or we wake up in the morning, okay? We wake up in the afternoon or evening, whatever time you freaks wake up. Because I'm up around 3, 4 a.m. Ready to go to sleep. But anyways, whatever time you wake up, to set your whole mood for the day, to set your whole energy for the day, to open the door for that day so you go through the right door. We have to have that motivation. So when we wake up in the morning, we do Lama Tsongkhapa's Guru Yoga, it opens the door. It channels us to an enlightened being and to ourselves to become enlightened. And the beings around us, all of us have beings around us because there are Datokangs, there are Datos everywhere, all the time. The beings around us who may or may not harm us or had the intent, they will be uptight, they'll be jealous. The good ones will submit to a Buddha. The bad ones cannot do anything to a Buddha, so they try to disturb us. Why do they try to disturb us? Because they're attached to what we can give them, or the potential of us having that, and then they cannot. Because they're around. Whatever we do, they're watching. And they enjoy it. When we eat, they enjoy it. They long for it, but they can't have it. They enjoy it. Why do we like looking at beautiful food? Why do we like looking at beautiful people? We can't have everything we see, but we enjoy seeing it. Similarly, they had the same enjoyment. Why? They were just like us before. And they will be like us again when their karma finishes. Exactly the same. So no difference. Therefore, they're around us. They make more disturbances because they're threatened, or they're jealous, or they're not happy. And why can they disturb us? Why can they disturb us? A, merit or demerit. B, connection and affinity. C, us making connection or affinity. Or D, it's being sent to us. Or E, we have the karma for them to be around us, or we're in their area. Sometimes we didn't even do anything. We get disturbed. Why? Because we're in their area. Or we're in the area of people who have a connection with them. So they disturb. And not necessarily do they disturb all the time. Not necessarily are they evil. You know, there are people who are jealous and angry and unhappy in the world. It doesn't mean they're evil. It's just that they're very attached. So not all supernatural beings are evil. Not necessarily. It's just that they're very attached. Attached is confirmed. Or else they wouldn't even be a spirit. Devas, spirits, fairies, gnomes, gods, all these are classified under demigods and gods. They exist definitely. They're classified under gods and demigods according to the level of their power. All these gods in the Greek, Jupiter and all that stuff, in the Egyptian, they all exist. They just manifest differently to different people, but they're in the realm of the devas because they have power. They definitely have power. But not supreme power and not lasting power. And those gods and those deities and divinities and fairies and gnomes, they all die also. They're all part of samsara. Everything is in samsara. Only a fully enlightened being, which we label a Buddha, is out. And what they teach us and what they have us do will depend on their level. What they do, what they make us do, and what they're interested in will be a very key factor to their level. Do they teach you compassion? Do they teach you the method? Or do they tell you to be compassionate, but they don't have the methods to teach you how to be compassionate? By their level and what they speak and say to you, you will see the level of their mind. Very simple. So therefore, when we do Lama Tsongkhapa's Guru Yoga, we should do it upon waking. No matter how much disturbances we get. And there are many histories of meditators who get disturbances. Many. There's a great Yamataka meditator in Dharamsala, great one, recent, in the last decade. He is very well known. He meditated up there because he wants to be near his Guru Trijang Rinpoche, and he wants to be near His Holiness the Dalai Lama, so that he can attend the teachings. And he stayed in the mountains of Dharamsala, North India, to meditate, and his main practice was Yamataka. We found out later. His main practice was Yamataka. He did Yamataka meditation and sadhana in a real cave. And so he had to go down to the river to get water. He had to go down to the river to wash, more to wash, because people will come up there to offer him food from time to time. And on the way halfway, I read this actually, it's very clear. On the way halfway, he would always trip. All the time he would trip at the same time. And then it's like, for the first few times, that's coincidence. So he'd be more careful. No matter how careful he was, because he had to go that way, there was no other way to the river from his cave, he would trip. Something he felt was holding his leg, or like some rope was there and he'd trip over it. It didn't even feel like he slipped or fell. He felt like someone was tripping him. And every single day he would fall at the exact same spot. So it was too much. So he went back, he increased his Yamataka meditation. And this is why he's in retreat of Yamataka. He can still be disturbed. Imagine, Yamataka. So that night he did an extra Yamataka ritual. He did an extra Yamataka puja to dispel interferences. And he did it very strong. And that night he went to sleep. In his sleep he had a dream. In his dream, he saw himself going down to the river, and he saw one or two few little short black men. No clothes, not human looking. Short little black men, and they had a rope. And one would stand on this side, one would stand on this side when he came down. And the minute he came, they would hold it like that, and he would trip. He saw that in his dream. And then so in his dream, when he saw that, when he saw them, they saw him, they turned around, they became very big. They became very big and very large, and they started fighting with him. So in his dream, he had an awareness of Yamataka. He visualized himself as Yamataka very strongly, and he fought back. And when he fought back, they shrunk and disappeared. And from that day on, he never ever had that disturbance again. But it became very serious because he hurt himself several times falling. So what I'm trying to say, even great meditation masters get disturbances from powerful entities. Why? No matter how powerful or great your meditation is, you still have some stains of karma from previous lifetimes. You still have some, because you're not a Buddha yet. So even high-level beings like that get disturbances. Clowns and ruffians and half-past 6 meditators like us. Definitely they're waiting there to come in. A whole circus of them waiting to just disturb us. And there's a class of spirits, when you do any type of Dharma practice, they specifically come and disturb you. Why is that? They're against enlightenment. They want you to hang around in samsara with them. So even great practitioners have that. And that's why during every practice, every sadhanic practice, if it's Guhya Samaja, you focus on 6 arm Mahakala. If it's Chakra Samvara, you focus on 4-face Mahakala. If it's Yamataka, you focus on Kalarupa. If it's Vajrayogini, you focus on the skeleton couple. If it is Kala Chakra, you focus on the protected Dorji Shuk. If you are practicing Medicine Buddha, you focus on the 3 medicinal Mahakalas. Every tantric practice, Kala Chakra, for example, is Dorji Shuk, or you translate as Vajra Vega. This protector looks exactly like Kala Chakra, but without consort, but in the form of a fierce deity. Many arms, 3 colors, will be white, red, and blue. His name is Vajra Vega in Sanskrit. Very fierce Kala Chakra Tantra protector. So in short, it's Dorji Shuk or Vajra Vega, or 4-face Mahakala for Chakra Samvara. In any case, each Tantra has that. Why? At the conclusion of your sadhana, you have to do a protector practice. So at the conclusion of Vajrayaginis, you have to do a torma offering to the skeleton couple. Why? They protect you while you're on the path to enlightenment. It is normal. So if we do any type of meditations, any type of practices, if we feel disturbed, we feel like giving up, we feel like it's wrong, we have doubts, it's disturbances immediately. So for people who engage in meditations and practices, it's very, very important to have a Dharma protector practice. The Lama gives you the knowledge, the blessings, the Yidam gives you the attainments, and the protector gives you the protection. That's exactly what Ganden Chirimchi said in his video. I'm quoting directly from this great master. So, all of us, it's very important to have a Dharma protector. Why? It doesn't take away all our problems, but it makes it less, and it helps us to solve it even better. So if we're engaged in any type of meditation, especially in forest or any tradition, it's very important to have protector practices. Very, very important. Why? Disturbances become more. I'll give you an example. If you want to do business, you have more enemies. If you don't want to do business, you sit on the streets and do nothing and drink beer, no one bothers you. Simple. When you're trying to achieve something, there's more disturbances. It's natural. So therefore, doing a protector practice is very important every day. Very, very important. And we build up the energy, we build up the connection, we build up the affinity, and we build up our link with this Dharma protector. Whatever Dharma protector. Dharma protector practice is very, very powerful for removing obstacles. Very, very powerful. Very needed daily to do black tea and to do prayer. Very, very important. And then we'll see interruptions and disruptions and negative things become less and less and less and easier to handle. Definitely. Definitely. Okay? So, but we don't focus on protector practice. Protector practice is something just to help us along the way. What we focus on is Yidam practice. That should be Lama Tsongkhapa. So if you have one incense stick and you don't know who to offer to Tsongkhapa, etc., definitely you offer to Tsongkhapa. Definitely. You have one bowl of rice, you don't know which one to offer to, you offer to Lama Tsongkhapa. Why? If you offer to Lama Tsongkhapa, Setrap will be very happy. Very happy. Setrap specifically emanated to help the Lamas and help the Buddhas to fulfill work. They're not there to be a principal object of offering. That's why we always have their chapels on the side. We have their offerings separate. The principal form that we should offer to is a direct Yidam. Very important. But we should have them on the side. In ancient times, all protectors are kept quietly and secretly away, is not to be seen. Not to be seen. Even on tankas, the protector is always at the bottom. Always. All tankas. The Yidams smack in the center. If the Lama is not there, if the Lama is there, the Lama smack in the center, the Yidams on the next highest point of refuge, top, and then the protectors are on the bottom. Always. Why? That is their hierarchy according to their purpose. According to their emanated purpose. So you say, wait a minute, what's the difference between Amitabha and Setrap? There is none. But they've emanated differently. So the emanated purpose is different, so we have to put them somewhere on the tanka. We can't all put them in the center where we paint one on top of another, on top of another, on top of another one. So we have to logically put them in some kind of hierarchical order according to their emanated purpose. So what's the difference between Satrapa and Amitabha? No difference, but they emanated for different purposes, different placement. Everybody understand that? So Buddha, if Avalokiteshvara emanates as Dalai Lama, we put him on a high throne. If he emanates as a beggar, we go give food to him. From our side, there's a difference due to the emanation. From his side, there is none. Everybody understand that? So before we start the actual teaching, we do a Lama Tsongkhapa chant. Because I wanted to give you, all sincere people, a good motivation and the effectiveness behind it and why we do it and the purpose. I don't want to simply just sit here and chant something empty. Then you think, oh, but it's so short and small. Yes, it is. It is. Big ministers have to just say one sentence and things move. Clowns like me talk for hours and hours and hours and hope something moves. Like that, when we do Lama Tsongkhapa, the king of Buddha's prayers, although it's short, it's very, very effective. Why? You're perpetuating a king, not a servant.